Science is more than just university research. It's more than just published papers. It's a way that humans have organized ourselves to find truth, to find better questions. And that scientific project is important. It's something that we have to value as a civilization, as a society. The mission of the Experiment Foundation is to embolden scientific curiosity. We want to make science more resilient, more inclusive, and able to evolve to the challenges and the opportunities of the 21st century. So we give lots of small grants to early career researchers, to garage inventors, to question askers all over the world. Because ideas are really fragile things when they're in their earliest stages. And so what we've done is designed a new model of science funding that is specifically tuned to find those ideas and help bring them to the surface and give them just enough resources to get started.
My first Experiment Foundation FAST grant project was a $4,000 grant to build a new method for underwater in situ or in place genome sequencing. My mom's whole family is from the Big Island of Hawaii, and it's really hard to live in a place with that much biodiversity and not think about the climate crisis, ocean health, reef health, human health. That money enabled me to refine the types of questions and hypotheses I was asking, which enabled me to build much, much, much larger projects in different directions that had nothing to do with the initial investment.
I study the mesophotic zone, which is a zone of the ocean that lies between 50 and 200 meters, where there's less light. And a few years back, using an ROV, we accidentally discovered a kelp forest of a species that we didn't know existed. This one discovery led me down a path of now being obsessed with mesophotic kelp.
We see a lot of grad students, a lot of early career researchers, postdocs, who are coming with ideas who normally in the traditional funding ecosystem have a hard time getting their ideas funded. Traditional science funding is big, it's bureaucratic, it's dominated by these federal agencies. Our model is the complete opposite. It's online, it's transparent, and we fund quickly. You can use crowdfunding to raise funds, or our science angels who have these budgets can go on and say, I like this idea, I'm gonna back this one.
My mentor suggested, hey, I've heard of this organization that is a form of crowdfunding for science. I submitted my application. I think it took 2 days. Seeing donations come in, you're always on there just like, oh, like people are interested.
You have like world-class scientists and somebody's grandma funding the project at the same time. It's like you're creating community education and outreach through the process. There's no other scientific funding mechanism that operates that way.
I think it took under 2 months and I had 10K, which was what I needed to start my fieldwork and collect critical data in a critical time.
Over the past few years, we've funded more than 300 projects. We know it's working. We've seen the results. We've had now a number of researchers who've gotten grants and then become science angels themselves and become the grantors.
My job as a science angel is to build an indigenous future. I'll hear about a really promising student somewhere in a remote place, and I know that when we give them $5,000 or $10,000, it's like revelatory for them. And as a Hawaiian person, it feels really good to have indigenous to indigenous support for people's wildest ideas. I mean, like crazy young people who are brilliant and just need an opportunity and a chance. And so we're gonna give them some money.
You know, in the technology world, in financial investing, there's been so much productivity and innovation unlocked because angel investors, they go into the garages, and they write those initial seed checks. We're taking an idea that we know works in financial investing, and we're applying it in this different context.
As a science angel, I encouraged people from my part of the world, the global south, to apply. I'm an Afro-Latina, so I know about how hard it is in that part of the world to get funding, to be a scientist, to survive as a scientist. So we had lots of applications from that part of the world, and it's amazing to channel money towards their curiosities and making them a reality. They cannot believe it. Like, they cannot believe how fast this was. And I know the feeling, so it's been extra nice to kind of like be able to extend that kind of joy of to someone else and know that it's going to create ripples within the scientific community in that part of the world.
This work is personal for me. 15 years ago, my friend Eric and I were building an underwater robot in his garage, and we didn't have any money. We had some big dreams about what we wanted to do with this tool, but we didn't really know how to get to the next level. We had the shape of it, we had the laser cut parts, but there were several components that were really expensive for us at the time, so much so that we actually couldn't order them. And then we got this small grant, $7,000, which gave us a budget that we could actually buy the parts that we needed. You can trace back all the momentum of OpenROV to that grant, that injection of a little bit of money, but a lot of belief. And we launched that project on Kickstarter. It turned into a bigger project and a company, and we became one of the largest underwater drone manufacturers in the world. And so that's what I view this experiment work as being, is us paying it forward, is us trying to modify the science funding system to be more supportive, to be more nurturing of new ideas wherever they happen. And it's something I think philanthropy could do a lot better job of, is finding ways for those gifts to keep moving in the world so that there's a velocity to the gift, that it touches one person, but then that goes on to the next person and the next person. If you're a researcher, if you're an inventor, if you're a technologist, and you have a new project, a new idea, a new question, bring it to experiment. You fill out a short proposal, maybe create a video explaining your new idea, and then you post that online. And it's not unreasonable to think that a science angel with a budget might stumble across your project and decide, hey, that's a good idea. That is something I want to see in the world.
As you build this community around you, it's a community that you will be able to tap into in the future, whether it's for yourself or for other folks who you want to help.
This experiment itself in this community allows for us to recognize different types of expertise, and those people deserve to be supported.